Hold on. I can't get it out today. That was lame. I hate the effing ends and juice.
Oh, hey, Froggy. Sure.
Man, I'm an idiot. I have feelings. This is content. News, hey, yeah. Love. He's on a soul patch. Soul patch. Soul patch, side of mine. Soul patch, side of mine. Soul patch. He's got a soul patch. Soul patch, side of mine. Soul patch, side of mine. Soul patch. He's got a soul patch. Soul patch, side of mine. That's soul patch, side of mine. Oh, soul patch. He's got a soul patch. That soul patch out of mine. That soul patch out of mine. Oh, there's soul patch solid mine. Oh, patch solid mine. Oh, patch solid mine. Oh, patch solid mine. There is right. Give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away, yeah. Give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away, yeah. You ever crank your heart? Yes. Buenos dias, Juan. El Amanda. I don't know. Now I'm sideways. I never had a desire to go into the middle. Do I have to pay for it? Susanna wasn't going to you. It's official. Stuttering Joe, Stuttering John is better than MLC. I know that. I've always known that.
I have a feeling that's a cavity.
I was like, that was him.
You're fat and you talk like a moron.
America, fuck yeah.
Hit the like button, you fucking cowards.
I'm the GOAT! I just got a new Google Chrome. How are you, penis? I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Sex Calhoun! I mean, how many are you gonna continue to lie about me? Go! Go! You're a Jew. Go! Joseph! Unbearable! Wait. Oh. Wait. Hold on. Oh! John! Alcohol! Dom DeLuise. Does Susanna have big areolas? Nice breath. Come on. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. You know what that means, Dave? Because I'm going to show you, don't see him. I order from Postmates because I don't want to miss the fucking game. Travel in the LGBTQ plus.
Point DabblePoint. A Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.
Oh, look at this. My goodness. What a crew we have here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Point DabblePoint, our weekly roundtable discussion. All the ladies are up top in all their beauty and glory.
All
You
three.
know her, you love her from WATP and from upstairs. This poor woman was just minding her own business when her annoying nerd husband grabbed her and forced her to do this show. She is Jenny Jingles.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny. Thank you for
Hi.
joining us.
Oh, yeah.
You of course know this next lovely lady, Anthony Zenhauser. Thank you, Anthony, for joining us. And not to be outdone, another tall drink of water. Once over with Kaylee, you know her from WATP. She is the one and only Lucy Typebox. Hello, Lucy.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. Anthony, again, he's so hot, I had to introduce him twice. And of course, the Godfather, WATP's own Carl. Let's go.
Fuck you!
What is happening, Shuli? Great to be here on PDP with you today.
Well, here we were thinking it's just going to be a quick, couple clips, and we're done with Point DabblePoint for this week. And then we have the last show. And so I'm sitting here going, okay, we're going to be diving into the last show, right? That's the plan for today. And then we have his Twitter. And he put out a couple tweets today. So if you can, Frog and Andy in the back. Okay. I am done doing my show. If I ever do anybody else's show, it will only be Pinky's. And I'll only do that for $1,000, non-negotiable.
No one's offering anything, John. You might want to start a little lower.
Well, you remember his plan that he laid out was that, every couple months somebody will pay him $3,000 to come on the show, like he got the first time he returned. Now apparently it's been marked much like his cameo. The prices keep dropping, and now we're down to $1,000. Unfortunately, it's Kevin. He's asking $1,000.
Yeah, Kevin doesn't make that much money during a show. I don't think that's going to work out from a business standpoint.
It sounds like Kevin's fans are going to have to step up and make this booking happen, like all the big guests throughout his past.
I have heard, though, he will throw in his armoire if you pay him $1,000 to do your podcast.
That is interesting that he wants to go on Pinky's show. What if Can't Stomach the Zubik is on there as well? Because we all know that John is very angry with what he called on his last show the anonymous person who left a note on his door that was anti-trans people. Yeah, the anonymous person that you called the cops on. That anonymous person.
Well, maybe he's hoping we all drink 14 beers a night. Maybe we forgot, like he did. That's why I think he left the name out. He couldn't remember his name.
But as you know, as like most people, when they threaten you with a letter on your door, they use a big dagger. They stick it into your door.
Right.
But he used the worst kind of way to keep a letter on the door: sticky tape.
Scotch tape, yeah. And he was going to have to get goo gone in order to clean it off. Now, we've all seen the inside of his house. He's not cleaning anything. No one's buying that.
Listen. It's a work in progress, slowly but surely. First the outside, then the inside.
Oh, right. Yes.
So listen, real quick, there's coming up on 700 here. Thank you for joining us. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit notify, and get into Dabblehouse, man. We got this great event going on April 11th and 12th. Yes, Dabblehouse is the place, and dabblecon.live is where you go and order the stream. So here's what we got for you. We got Friday night, WATP's doing a show. They'll have some of the tapes to play as well. And then Saturday, we'll be playing for you the finalists of the Dabblers Film Festival that we're very much looking forward to. Short film, by the way. We're not looking for features. 4 minutes max. We threw...
Why do you save out the way?
So we're looking for 4 minutes max, and the theme we threw out was John's return to the Dabbleverse. But if you got a different idea and it's good and it's funny, put it together. And we did have a question, I think, kind of asking, will there be categories? Because what if somebody does AI versus somebody doing, I don't know, whatever the fuck. Listen, animation, put the best shit out there. That's what I say. First place is $500, whether it's animated, whether it's AI, whether it's, stick figures. Make it happen, make it great, and, win $500. That's the deal.
You having mic issues there, Shuli?
Am I?
Yeah, you sound weird.
Oh, all right.
A little low and retarded.
All right. Let me go out and come back in.
If you want to submit a film for the Viewer Film Festival contest, like Shuli said, $500 to the winner, dabblefilmfest@gmail.com is the email address to submit that. And yeah, we'll take any type of film. It could be Clearwater Chad doing his amazing impression of the Duke.
It might be.
It might be the winner. I don't know. So
I can't wait to see him.
Whatever you want to do, we're looking forward to that. That's going to be Saturday afternoon watching that. And then the Uncle Rico show live from the Dabblehouse Saturday night at 8 p.m. And I got to tell you, this is not on YouTube. What's great about that is that we could do things you can't do on YouTube on this show. And we've been having some meetings about it. There are going to be things that, if you guys remember the stream of DabbleCon 2, there were some things that we did.
There sure were.
That we're not allowed on YouTube. Kevin Brennan found out the hard way on that. So it's not going to be that per se. I think we've got that out of our system.
Good.
But we could show some footage from Leno's show, from Howard Stern pay-per-views of the past, all sorts of things that would get flagged for either copyright or nudity or what have you.
Right.
It's all game.
Yeah.
It's the Wild West, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
great.
And I'm not saying that one of us might or might not be topless during the live stream if we ask her or me
Right.
nicely,
Like a gentleman.
like
Yes.
a fucking gentleman.
It's going to get wild, I think is what Seth is saying.
We're going to draw straws, right?
We're gonna do Coke straws. We'll see how it goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So so those are some film festival. I'm looking forward to that. We got so many talented people out there that I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes our way. And like we said, somebody's getting $500. So get it happening. And then later that night, we got Uncle Rico diving into the tapes. Everybody's going to be in the house. Everybody's going to be joining us. It's going to be a party. It's going to be fun. So get the stream. It's $30. You can't go wrong. Easy money. And let's do it. Let's go. Dabblecon.live. Thank you. Meredith Halfpenny gifted a membership. Thank you, Meredith.
Really, Goosepayer?
Locks and Docs. I wouldn't be upset if you guys did more shows on Opie. He's insane. Well, let's get into this first of all. There is a rumor going around that the torch has been passed. That the new lolcow.
There's a rumor. There's a debate.
There's a lot. There's a lot
going on with this.
The new LOL cow, as John would like to say, of the Dabbleverse, some are saying, is Kevin Brennan. Others are saying Opie. I feel like Opie hasn't put enough time in the Dabbleverse.
Oh, how dare you, Shuli?
I really.
Opie has stepped up his game since January. He's trying so hard to get our attention.
Since January, Kevin's been screaming like he's stranded on an island for years.
Yeah, but it's about the opportunity. Like, you got to step up when it's your time. And Opie has done that. Opie goes, they're not goofing on John as much because he's not doing a show. What if I started doing a show from Gebhard's basement where I bring on Ron the waiter as my first guest?
Well, I see that point, and I raise you this. Did you not see Kevin with his goat necklace that he was wearing on one show? He's stepping up his... No, we have a photo of it. Find the pic. Look, there you go.
Oh, my God.
He's so cool.
He's stepping up his game, too.
Well, maybe that should be like a side event. Vote who's going to be the next one at,
that's a good idea.
at the Dabblehouse. Like,
Yeah.
have everybody
John's
send their
job.
votes in. Who is the next little cow?
Win John's job. I love that.
Yes.
I have to say, when you start bringing props onto your show, that's definitely not a good sign when you have things that you can just pick up and show to the camera.
This basement is built out of props.
Let me move this puppet out of the way real quick. I feel like Kevin has rightfully taken that crown.
Listen, I'm here for the debate. I'm here for it, but Opie, I think, is the winner.
Well, Kevin's drooling enough.
Kevin is definitely, he's got that thing. We were comparing him to John the other day, and we were wondering if he's had a couple mini strokes like John has, and he can't feel his mouth. And that's why he has the saliva rag next to him.
Right, spit
Yeah,
rag.
warn me about that.
Opie
No one
has-
else I know has a saliva rag who broadcasts.
Yeah, Opie has yet to have a spit rag
It's true.
on screen.
There's still time.
There is, but I think Kevin's kind of the front runner right here. He's lying about people left and right. He's friendships are blowing up left and right. Yeah, all we did was say, Chad, you don't need this guy, and he immediately doxed how much he pays Chad a year, and almost immediately fired him off the show just by us saying, Chad, you're better than you can make more money without this guy. He's so insecure.
Didn't Kevin also announce he was cheating on his taxes on the air? Which is
Why?
what Cabby did, which is a bad idea. He goes, he said he's not going to send out any 1099s, and that everyone can either claim the money he paid them or not. He doesn't care. It's like, that's illegal.
That'll show him.
Insane.
Yeah, right.
That's wise to broadcast.
This is coming from a guy who photographs every super chat he gets, and he's not doing it. So what is he doing with all those photographs of the super chat? I only assumed he was taking pictures of.
You thought that was for his
super chats
accountant
tax
to
purposes.
go through? He goes like, fuck, I got to charge like $40,000, Kevin. This is going to take me a very long time.
I'll be the first one to say it. I dropped out of high school, but that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, the way he's handling that business. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Locks and Docs with a super sticker. Thank you very much, Locks. Diz5, the pre-show sound drops are the best. Thanks, Frog.
Thank you.
Diz. Hey, Jenny Jingles and Kaylee and Carl, I guess.
Hi, John Skippy Halloween Hands.
Hello.
Well, hello, cutie pies. Oh, hi, ladies.
Big Daddy Dodo.
John has more farewell shows than Ozzy Osbourne. Hack Flabbeth. I like that. And yeah, we're all in agreement that is not his last show, correct?
Of course not.
Yes.
Why would that be his last show? It doesn't even make sense. He can't even explain why that's his last show.
And, my dear Frog brought up a great point the other night. He's like, why is he rebranding himself? He's calling himself John Melendez now if this is his farewell, voyage. Well, what does the rebranding have to do with anything?
Yeah, so now it's the John Melendez show instead of the Stuttering John podcast. Although when he got up to get his phone or something or turn on the air conditioning, and he comes back down and he knocked his guitar over.
Yes.
He slipped up and he goes, well, you wouldn't be an episode of the Stuttering John podcast, but I wasn't knocking shit over. I was like, oh, what just happened here? I thought I was watching a whole different program.
Did you watch his last show?
I sure did.
All you guys, did you guys catch it? I know you
missed
did,
it.
Jen. You watched it.
We watched it a bit
Yeah.
of it last night.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were out during the day.
Well, for those of you who may have missed it or didn't catch all of it, we put together a quick little montage of some of the great moments we've watched so far of this episode. So let's check it out.
He goes, John, you're brilliant. This is all brilliant. Had a wonderful day yesterday. I took the boat out for a little while.
I mean, a much cleaner look. Yeah, look at this. He took the boat out. Hold on, we got to get this. Could this be this lawyer he's dating influencing him? You think?
He should date a barber.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Everything's coming down one side. now.
It's looking bad.
Oh, he's got that Robert Goulet thing going on.
Yeah.
But also,
Hey,
we made a point of saying yesterday that there's a really big erosion happening. Like only after a few short months, that hairline is going back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Took the boat out.
His hair is going the
Wow.
way of his children.
Look
He's
at
trying to
that.
get as far away from him as possible.
Even his hair is backing out of his life.
His hair is moving to the northeast.
Put that back up, Frog. That picture. Look at that. BF and AF before filter.
Is this the face of a moron?
This should really be an advertisement for StreamYard. They should use this.
I
We
mean,
have the best technology.
there's your Super Bowl commercial right there.
Yeah, right.
A little while.
Took the boat.
It's amazing. Brennan can't shut the fuck up about me. Blind Mike is having me owner of the boat that I was on that day. Fine. I was just fucking doing it to piss off fucking Pinky. But I don't give a shit. One day I will have a boat. But
One day. You're 60 years old. What do you mean one day?
Yeah. So John's doing the same thing he did with Mensa. He used to say he was in Mensa, and then Royce, his co-host at the time, blew up his spy. He's like, "You're not in Mensa. Stop saying that." He's like, "No, I like to do that to fuck with people."
Right.
And now he's doing the same thing with the boat. He's like, "I don't really own a boat." And I was like, No, I do own a boat. No, we know you don't.
He's the admiral.
That's right. I forgot he's the admiral.
They don't just hand that name out, Carl. You have to own a boat.
Well, I don't know where you're going with this package, but in his story, he talks about how he went out on his boat and then he got on his motorcycle and drove to the water to look at the pristine blue water. I'm like, didn't you do that when you're on your boat? You didn't check out the water and all? You got to go back with your motorcycle? It doesn't make sense.
It's all about perspective, Carl.
Then took the motorcycles out to Bokeela and looked at the clear blue, beautiful water. And then
The same water I was just looking at while on the boat.
I met a female friend of mine, if you will, and we had a nice time.
Oh, we were talking about the smacking thing.
Yeah.
That might be a tell for lying with him. We were realizing because he started
does it a
smacking
lot.
before he brought up the lady friend thing.
Yep.
He didn't bring up the fact that he drove or whatever. You know, he didn't lip smack when he did that.
And that stupid smarmy smirk that he does whenever he's talking about a lady. Ugh, it disgusts me.
Now, I know you could tell he's going to his spank bank in his head as he's talking about it.
Yeah.
He's thinking of Karen from 45 years ago. The other thing someone pointed out in Dabbler's Anonymous that was a good point. So John was out yesterday on his boat and his motorcycle all day, and yet he doesn't have a tan. He didn't get any sun or anything. You'd think like wearing a helmet, you'd get like tan lines on your face or something.
Listen,
He takes good care of his skin.
The filters take care of that also.
Right.
Well, looking at his face, that frozen image right there, I think you can see the lip smacking is also connected with a humble brag lie. Maybe when he's really proud of himself, when he has a lie, like, I was with a girl yesterday. I'm collecting my pension for SAG tomorrow.
You know what, Zed? You're right. You're halfway right. I don't think it's a bragging thing. I think it's a smack of like he's hoping or he feels that someone after they heard that is upset now. So it's almost like a victory smirk of like, I know that pisses you off. Yeah, I know that.
It does
I know
piss
you're
off
mad
Gary.
now.
Gary in San Diego gets very annoyed.
I was going to
with the
mention
lip
him.
smacking, so he's right about that.
Yeah. It's quite a thing going on here.
And we had a nice time. And it was the perfect day, actually. It was the perfect day, and I very happy about it. It was a damn good time.
This is the start of his last show. He's shot out of a cannon with nothing to say. I looked at water twice. All right.
That is interesting. If you're retelling what you did the day before and you have zero details, you can't tell one anecdote about what it was like with your female friend or what you guys did or
this happened. That was funny. You know and then let me tell you about this.
If I'm on a boat all day, I'm going to have one story to tell at least.
Yeah.
This is all brilliant. All right. So now let me bring on.
Can you pause it real quick? This super chat right here from Mike V for $100.
Yeah.
He leaves up on the screen for, I think, 40 minutes of this show. And it's literally like the guy putting a 20 in his own tip jar.
Yep.
Yeah.
To just be like, this is what people are paying me, by the way, these days. This is the going rate.
Yeah, he's got a 20 in his tip jar and there's nobody watching him play the piano. And you're like, how did that get there?
Whoa, my guitar. Well, you wouldn't have a great Stuttering John show without shit falling all over the place. So here we go.
I'm surprised I didn't just play the chord
It
accidentally.
actually played a better chord.
I was going to say, it's the best he's ever sounded on guitar.
It was the most in tune that guitar's ever been when it hit the floor.
I mean, what's he picking up? Everything else is on the fucking floor. Just leave the guitar on the floor, too. He's got mail on the floor. He's got clothes on the floor. He's got cat shit on the floor. Leave the fucking guitar on the floor.
Looks like an aisle at Kmart, you know? It's just shit everywhere.
He goes, John, you're brilliant. This is all brilliant. How are you, Ava?
Oh, I'm good. By the way, it's Ava Riza.
which is great because this is the second time Ava's been on, and the whole first appearance he kept fucking up her name over and over and over again. And I gotta say, Ava was a breath of fresh air on this show. It was really good. She was funny.
I love her
Oh.
backdrop.
Ava Rising.
You also forgot nigga.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, stop
Oh,
it.
you.
Oh,
Stop.
stop it.
But you, I don't know about you. Oh, hold on.
He
Let me
goes,
play
Sean,
it.
you're brilliant. This is all brilliant.
I don't know
Well,
if
what I
can.
could do if you want is I'm going to bring on Brian Karam, and then if you want, I could just bring you back after I have Brian.
Yeah, or I could hang out with him too.
Well, no, I mean, I'd like to just have one guest at a time this time around.
No,
Bullshit. He wanted to have
want-
Richard Ojeda. He was advertising going to be Richard Ojeda and Brian Karam. So Richard couldn't make it. And so I was like, oh, I'll just fill in for Richard. He's like, yeah, no.
It's so funny because I was Cumia was texting with me last night because he was watching Rico, and we were watching this, and we're both in agreement that you can tell John, you can see that John is embarrassed or bothered by Ava, almost, I feel like, grossed out kind of thing, and that's the way he comes off with Ava. There's no wanting. It's Ava is a tool for him to scream about Trump. He doesn't give a fuck about her story, her struggle, any of that shit. And when you have a guest on, that's the whole point of having the guest on, is getting their story, introducing them to the audience. But he just wants Ava on so he can scream about. And the way he even says it, he goes, Trump is banning trans in military. He doesn't say trans people. He keeps saying transgender. He keeps saying they're banning transgender in the military. I feel like he's got a lot of issues with this, and it kind of comes out in this interview.
Well, to your point, though, like Ava brought up that she's Muslim, and after 9/11, she was in the South, and there was,
Fascinating
like,
story.
Yeah, it's like you could have gotten into that. Just like, yeah, I know. Moving on. What? That's
Like, how the hell does that happen?
right. He didn't want to
Well,
explore
it's-
that at all.
It's just like Ava's first appearance on the show, right? And this is exactly what you were saying, Shuli. The entire thing is for John.
Yeah.
Ava's not there to share her story. That
Right.
has nothing to do with it, which is insanity.
Right.
She's not even there to read reviews. I don't understand why I have off on the show.
Yeah. Luigi's right. He's uncomfortable. John is
Well, yeah,
uncomfortable.
if you ask me, I think it's a breath of fresh air that John treats all women equally shitty.
I don't care what you were born. If you identify as a woman now, you suck.
If you identify as a woman, I'm still going to exploit you and treat you like a piece of garbage.
Equal rights. You can't take that away from John.
No.
stay.
What? He goes, Sean, you're brilliant. This is all brilliant. So here is the great Brian Karam. Hey, Brian.
Oh, this is great.
Brian.
I mean, if you're going to do a last show, this is how you do it. If you're John.
Brian.
It would have been so great if he had just snorted one
Brian.
line during this.
This is going well.
That's what I was rooting for.
Brian. Brian.
What is Brian doing?
What is John doing?
I know. John thinks like waving at him is going to get his attention.
Or
Hi,
just
hi,
keep
hi, hi.
saying his name at the
Yeah, it's like
same
he obviously can't
volume.
hear you. Right.
Or yell it. Like, what are you doing?
By the way, what a great representation that's on a political show. You know, this is the well-oiled machine that is the Liberal Democratic Party.
Brian.
He's fucking with him, right? Like Brian
Brian.
Karam has been
That's-
fucking with
He
him
can't hear
for a
me.
long time, right?
No,
right?
I just think he's ignoring him, and he's on a different site, and he can't see that John's brought him on. I think this
I
is.
started
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
started out thinking that this was trolling. At first, I was like, okay, this is trolling. And then it went on long enough that I was like, this might be stupidity. It's
Yeah.
really hard to tell.
Yeah, it might be stupidity.
I just think this is the last thing Brian wants to do with his time. So, like, while he's waiting for John to get over all his dumb shit, his thank you list that he went through on his last show, which was really just people who he follows on Twitter after a while. He ran out of people. He's thanking Seth Rogen for coming on his show. Did I miss that episode? I must have. But yeah, I think Brian's like on another site, probably checking out porn or something. He's got one monitor, so the StreamYard's not up, and he doesn't know John popped him in. He's like, he doesn't give a shit. This is a fucking roadblock in Brian Karem's day. This thing.
Right.
Siri, call Brian Karem.
I was saying, yet another example of how lazy this man is. What are the odds that he's in his recent call list? Pretty easy, right? Like, how many people he had to have called him that day to set up the appearance and the time and all that, or text. He's so lazy. Siri, another woman, do something for me.
I have a theory about people who talk to the Siri or their phones or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've noticed this. Correct me if I'm wrong. The older you are, the more likely you are to ask Siri to do something for you. Even
Good
like
point.
when I was working with people, like the old people were all like, Siri, set an alarm for him. Like, you got to tell your phone to set an alarm. And I think it's because if you go back to the 60s and you look at like Star Trek and all the futurist stuff, they were always talking to computers. There was never an interface and a keyboard. They thought the future was going to be talking to computers. It's like old people are like, I get to talk to computers now. This is fucking awesome.
Hey.
It's everything they promised. I don't have a flying car, but everything else they promised me, I'm getting to do now.
I like that theory.
My dad is obsessed with Siri.
Your dad talks right.
He talks to his phone more than he talks to me.
That
Yeah.
guy Jim I used to work with
Oh, I know.
would always be talking to his phone. We'd hear him from his office talking to his phone. Like, what's he doing?
My dad calls her Shiri. He thinks that she's Israeli. So,
Right.
it's, she's yet to answer him.
I thought I was saying Shuli.
Yeah. Just side note, have you ever seen a dude hold the phone like this, talking on the phone? I have not.
I'm trying to
got
think
his
if I can
pinky
even
up.
do that.
And we can't. We've all tried it, dude.
Yeah, what is that? What is he? How does he?
It's impossible. He's got it down.
Oh, hey,
Maybe unlike
Brian.
you, John was raised right.
Right.
Good
He's like the Richie Havens of phone holding. You know, that dude. Did he used to fucking capo the whole guitar with his thumb?
Can you not hear me on the computer there? No, I can't. Something's up then. But you're on camera.
Mm.
All right, do you hear me now? I can't hear you.
Back to
Can't hear
square
you.
one.
Brian, I said I can't hear you.
I can't hear you, Brian.
Stop ignoring me, Brian.
This is like
Can't hear you.
80% of 2001 Space Odyssey. Like you just hear like a humming in the back. It's just, ooh, no dialogue, no action.
Nothing.
Hey, you get it sorted out. I'm going to go put the AC on. I'm sweating.
Yeah, you figure it out.
What will we do without this show?
Hold on. Why does John
I
have
know.
to put the AC on? He doesn't have a wall unit. Like, it should be something that like you set the temperature and then you're.
He shouldn't have a wall unit.
I mean, it's a new house. It's got central air. It's Florida.
It is wild that in the middle of all this, he goes, air conditioning. That's what we need right now. I'll be
Siri,
right back.
put on air conditioning.
Siri, produce my show.
Siri,
Siri.
fill in for me while I get up and get.
Yeah. Here, interview Brian Karem.
Yeah, Brian Karem has like he's locked into this guy for whatever
Brian,
reason.
you hear me?
He's
And he has to
laughing
keep
at
doing
something.
his show, right? He has to keep doing his show, doing this community service, being John's little sidekick on this shitty show nobody watches.
Oh, you know what? I think it was Adam Bush I was talking to about this. By the way, and Adam Bush's new nickname that John gave him, I'm not gonna forget this, is Loser.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty rough.
Wow.
I hope Adam recovers from that.
John, you hit him with that and then leave the Dabbleverse? What an asshole.
But his theory on this, I think it was him, was that Brian's been in politics his entire life. And John has been in Hollywood. And people in politics want so badly to be Hollywood guys, and Hollywood guys want so badly to be political and be, rubbing elbows with that crew. It's kind of like the rock star and the comedian.
Yeah.
Every comic wants to be a rock star, vice versa. And so Brian Karem is still holding on to this thing. He's like, this is my connection to the entertainment industry. Stuttering John Melendez from the Howard Stern show.
Yeah. It's a sad reach, but a reach nonetheless.
It's pathetic.
I mean, I'd go Corey Feldman before I go John. You know what I mean? Hello, ladies. You brighten up the Dabbleverse.
Happy to do so. Oh.
Thank you, Johnny. Too many big boobs on this show. Zen's going to have to leave. I agree.
I can't hear you. Go back out and come back in.
Oh, yay, he said it.
Go out and come back in.
All the hits on this last
Abe,
episode.
I'm sorry. I'm running late. It's my last show.
Fucking idiot.
Buddy.
So that's a weird thing, too, because he goes, all right, I'm going to come back to you in a little while. I got Brian on now.
Yeah.
And then Ava doesn't leave. And, know, in StreamYard, you can have people who are backstage or in the green room, whatever it is, and they can see you can see them, but they're not on the show. John was so freaked out about that, he made her leave.
Yeah.
Like, he's uncomfortable looking at Ava for some reason. Like, yeah, Ava said she was just going to hang out in the back. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the
I'm
problem?
very upset about that.
He gets very nervous about people backstage. I mean, all of us were backstage, and he freaked out and blocked us and shut us all off.
I tried to share my screen with him.
Yeah.
And by the way, he was going through the list of all the people who've been on his show before. My name didn't get brought up.
Well, that's the
I've
thing.
done his show before.
Not
You
forget
didn't
about
get a thank you.
right.
No, I didn't
Forget
get a
about
thank you.
the appearance list. What about a thank you for Carl, for Uncle Rico, for
Yep.
all the shows that made this guy more money than he's ever made podcasting ever? You're welcome, John. Piece of shit. I replied and now blocked by Stuttering John. I'd like to thank everyone on this panel for making this possible. Zen, continue to crush it. Shalom and go Bills. Jenny and Lucy, please flash and let's compare.
You have to sign up for Dabblehouse.
That's right.
Titties
Titties galore.
Live.
That's the
You never
catchphrase.
know.
That's the tagline. Titties galore. Dabblehouse. Brian, thank you for 13 months. Stuttering John's house should be condemned. The roaches will be moving out soon for a nicer place. Carl, watch out. They might move in.
Oh, shit.
I don't know how much of the video you've seen. We watched a version of it the other night. I mean, it's bad, dude. It's bad.
Well,
you know?
it's actually very funny. Obviously, I wish Mammy was able to get better angles and things,
Sure.
but the floor is fantastic.
Yeah.
And the greatest thing that Mammy did was go, "Oh, did you clean up for me?" There's fucking 12 empties out of the coffee table. There's cat shit. It's crazy. And John's like, no, I didn't clean up. Again, no shit.
And I love that he went into tour guide mode and he just starts, everything's about him. This is when I did this. This is when I got that. Which, ladies, you tell me, is that not a panty dropper move with a guy, huh?
Oh yeah, especially with the cat shit.
Yeah.
Well, another person pointed out on Dabbler's Anonymous, very astutely, John has 4 movie posters in his
Right.
living room. And all of them are conversation starters for a lady friend to come over.
Oh, God.
Because he's got one too many, of course. Oh, did I tell you I wrote a movie and I sold it to National Lampoons? You know, he's got that thing going for him.
Private Parts, he was in it.
Well, he
He
doesn't,
doesn't
have
have private parts.
he
No.
doesn't have private parts up there. He's got Jaws. His
Osmosis
favorite
Jones?
movie.
Is Osmosis Jones?
No,
one of the
Osmosis
Crane
Jones is not up
brothers?
there.
That's-
But he's got
Airheads?
Jaws, his favorite movie. Nope. He's got Pulp Fiction. Now you go, why is he at Pulp Fiction? Because he directed Quentin Tarantino.
Oh,
in a
my
cold
God.
open. And so he gets to tell that story. Oh, I know. Pulp Fiction, what a great movie. Did I ever tell you?
Oh,
I told Quentin Tarantino, take 2.
wow.
He's got such game.
And then the other one that he has is that stupid Phantom Menace Episode 1 Star Wars poster that was like supposedly signed by George Lucas. It was a limited thing. So that's just another starfucker.
I don't
story to
believe that's
tell.
signed by Lucas, unlike his signed Salvatore Dali painting.
Right.
they
Yeah.
had.
Oh, when he was showing Mammy his art, and she's like, "No, I know about the art, Jack."
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
shut it down immediately. It's all in pieces, but it's spelled. Yeah. I mean, we know.
She's like, I'll do a lot, but I'm not sitting through this fucking shit again. Sorry.
Why do you keep doing 360s around my house? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Why did a flash go off from your pocket?
I really want. I'm putting this out there. I'll probably message him. I really want Baloney Factory to take that audio and turn it into an Aquatine. Carl from
That would be
Aquatine.
great.
With her talking to Mammy in his house.
I
It's
really felt
hysterical.
like his dream would be to turn that house into a museum and literally run that tour all day long for different groups of people and just do that whole spiel.
Hey, real quick, Shuli.
Yeah.
There was another tweet today.
Oh. Can somebody let @Clay Dabbler know that for some reason I can't DM with him? So Dummy doesn't understand that this is letting him know by putting @Clay Dabbler #1.
Go at it from two angles.
That's hilarious.
It's like when two people are fighting, and
Yeah.
like a couple's fighting. They're like, "Will you let your father know that we're running out of milk?"
Fidget fan with $1. Thank you, Fidge. Good to see you. Michael, we need a conclave for the next Stuttering John. White smoke when out the chimney at the Dabblehouse. I'm telling you, if I had to cast a vote, okay, my vote would be for KB. He's the easiest to laugh at.
I'm willing to explore some Opie, but can we really steal two things from Carl?
Nah, I don't.
I'll say the same thing I told Shuli years ago. There's plenty of Opie to go around. He puts out a lot of content.
You heard him.
Maybe-
Puts out a
Go.
lot of content.
Change the backgrounds. We've been waiting for that.
We got to go. Thanks for everybody. Have a good night.
I'm okay going to TSN for KB and WATP for Opie. FSJ. I feel like that's he's great at covering Opie.
I'm happy to chip in every now and again with KB as well, because when Anthony sent him that super chat for $20 and he lost his fight the other day, I was watching that in real time, just losing it. This is so funny. Like, it was masterful. Anthony wasn't even trying to get that reaction. It just perfect reaction.
Can I just throw this in as the next John? The hypocrisy from Kevin is 1,000 times greater than Opie.
Okay, go ahead and explain a little bit.
Well, let's look at the list of people he would never have on his show.
Okay.
KB. They're all on his show. Rob Saul was just on.
Rob Saul was just on MLC?
Yeah. Yeah.
John, when he's going through his list of guests, he said that Rob Saul was very talented.
Rob Saul's dog.
Yeah. Rob Saul.
I don't get what Rob Saul does, but okay.
Rob Saul, the guy who trashed Brennan's wife.
Yeah. He went
daily,
after her hard.
Hard.
That makes me think that's not his wife anymore. If he's willing to have Rob Saul on now.
Whether she is or she isn't, for $100, that link got sent, my friend.
No shit.
Yeah, so the Chad was never going to be on again.
Yep. Let's not forget, he doesn't play clips. It's not a clip show.
Membership
puppets.
Membership puppets. Potatoes. Never.
Speaking of Rob Saul, though, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe Carl or Shuli or Lucy or Jenny knows this. Wasn't Rob suing KB? Didn't he have like legal action against him?
Supposedly.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was the basis of
I
that
forgot
lawsuit?
about that. Yeah, because he'd always bring it up on John's show and just go, I can't talk about it. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't talk about it.
Oh my God, I feel like he's here.
You would think he's the real people.
Does Carl have to be here?
Yes, it's my show, motherfucker.
Sorry. Hello, Jen. What a smashing blouse.
Why? Thank you.
2 short, long dogs. Davey D, 24 months. Sounds like a cry for help. The legend. Dave Daffler.
Don't let your
in the
family
building.
know about that.
Thank you. Das Boat. Robert Gouget. Oh, okay. Robert
Nice.
Gouget. I got
Call
it.
back.
This is the 27 Yankees. Lady K and Shuli, awesome. Zen is the best. When is the special? Russ wants to know.
Oh, well, I wrote that for myself, so I know that it's in a couple of weeks. It'll be premiering on Tier 1 on the Shuli Network. You guys will get first dibs if you're a member, and then I'm in negotiation with a label to distribute it other places, but Shuli gets it first. It's just.
Well, you guys get it first. Zenny loves you guys. I don't want anything.
I want to give our members something more, you know, and maybe this will make people stop watching our show. Hopefully.
Yeah. Stop the hate, guys, please. What the fuck? I sent a $10 and $5 super chat just before the show started. It popped up in free chat and was in line on my screen. ScrewTube took the money. Where is the chats? Is this one of them?
No. Do you not see these on your side?
On whose side? On his side?
No, you never picked them. They're
no, I did not. I do not see them.
Okay.
Hold on a minute, Carl. We're doing money stuff. Go ahead, Joe.
I would like to request a vote on Twitter for the 2025 Queen of the Dabbleverse, the reigning Empress Kate versus the Usurper.
Usurper.
Oh, Usurper. FK Mommy to be crowned after Dabblehouse. We have to hear the mini tapes part 2. It's Kate. I'll save you.
It's going to be tough. It's going to take more than a 7-minute long video.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of words for a quick contest. Both have gone above and beyond the call of duty. NFL great courage, end of stink, valor in the face of enemy.
Does that need punctuation or something? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm gonna pass out. Lowrider.
I know all of those words. I know what they mean.
They just feel like they got shoved into that box.
Yeah.
Lowrider, thank you for the super sticker. Dame Taft, question for women: top 3 most traumatizing, disgusting John moments. I love that.
I like that question, but real quick, I want to go back to the fact that person who gave the super chat that didn't make any sense, then gave you more money to say, "Hey, you never read my super chat that didn't make any sense."
There you go.
Like Shuli was trying to help you save face, man.
I didn't see it for a reason, if you know what I mean.
All right, I'm sorry. Get back to Dame Taft here.
Yeah, so the top 3 most traumatizing, disgusting John moments, ladies.
Always the spit.
Oh, there's so many though.
Spit.
Really?
Anything
Spit over
spit.
boogers? Over snot?
Anything oozing from his face.
Well, that's a
Whenever
lot of
we have to
moments.
see that
We said top
close
3,
up.
not top 300.
Could you narrow it down a little more specific?
It's near
Let me narrow the question down for him a little bit. Is it worse when it's intentional or when it's by accident? So a lot of the spit that happens is mostly him thinking, doing comedy, but sometimes it happens without him trying.
Yeah, it sneaks out. It's worse when it sneaks out.
Really?
I think the thing that traumatized me the most, and this is just a story he's told a bunch of times, is when he had his dick shit on while he had anal sex.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
That story turned my stomach.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the photo he took of his feet? I mean, ladies.
That's pretty bad.
This is a good point. A good point.
You ever see him eat scarf of bologna sandwich down live on the air? That's pretty bad. That's not good either.
Oh.
Pizza, chicken wings, sleep stream. I mean, that ain't. Look, see what I'm saying? The torch has been passed. I mean, come on, what are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, I think the toughest part about that question is 3 moments. I think you make it a top 10 and you got yourself a ball game. Great to see the ladies. You rule, Lady K and Julie. Thank you, Joe Black.
See what you did there.
That has to be an Adam Bush and drag. A lot of people were saying that.
Ava is not Adam Bush and drag. No.
I'm confident that
Have
frogs.
they ever been in the same place at the same time?
You bring up a good point. You bring up a good point. I'm confident that Frog's boat sales and rentals could sell his boat. Sure. Let's get in touch. God damn, what a great rack. Looking sexy, Mr. Zen.
Mr. Dibbler.
Failure Melendez doesn't disappoint. Hey, Frog and Don.
Oh, hello, Ryder.
Stuttering John quits his podcast to be a comedian with no set clips on YouTube, no website, nowhere to find out where he'll be next. Mensa, baby. He nukes his only connection to the outside world, Skull. Yeah, nukes it to go into full-time stand-up.
I forgot about that. His website's gone. He never renewed the domain. So
Yeah, somebody keeps trying to get it, like sell it to me for like $1,500. I go, nobody's going to that website.
No, it's
What if I
worth
get
Maybe
do
that's
it?
why he changed his name back to John Melendez.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
JohnMelendez.com. .org.
But if you're a stand-up, I think there's a couple of them here. Don't you need to have a place you can send people to when you're promoting your gigs? Wouldn't that
Zen,
be-
Lucy, you want to answer that? You both are professionals.
I just tweeted Clay Dabbler.
No, if you're touring, right? If you want to get booked across the country, yeah, clips are everything. It's it's getting a following, it's getting people, everything from people tweeting to clubs to get you there, to putting out your own clips of you performing in other clubs. It's you're showing them you can do it.
I mean, I'm only on Instagram and Twitter if I didn't do this for a living, I wouldn't be on Twitter or Instagram. I have no other reason to be there. So John, I'm assuming because he's in show business, he would be using those things to, because it's easier than making your own website. It's easier than having some guy take care
Twitter
of
is
it for you.
privated. You can't even see his tweets. I can't see his tweets.
It's retarded. It's dumb. Like he's just not using anything right. He privatizes all his shows, right? Didn't he privatize the last one he did?
Yep.
So talk about not getting any traction on YouTube. No one's going to see his
He
stuff.
put his TikTok down too. He started up a TikTok page the end of last year, and then immediately privated it.
It's like it's the equivalent of him walking around Cape Coral and knocking on doors and inviting people to a stand-up show in Ohio in a month. That's what he's doing social media-wise.
I think he's going to do well at that show. I've talked to a lot of people who are planning on going to that.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that for sure.
What a dope. I don't miss him at all. Oh, hi, Jenny and Kaylee.
Hi.
Bill BK. Andrea, 18 months with TSN and WATP. Wow, Jenny and Lucy. Much love.
Andrea sent me a note. I got to get back to her. Andrea, I'll get back to you on that. We will have a meetup when we're down in Florida for sure.
Yes. Even the way he holds his phone is infuriating. Yeah, I'm with you. I've never seen that hold before. 3/5 of a hairline. 3/5 of a hairline. Thank you, Aku. Oh, okay. Now, all right. Hold on. Fireman John, blessed be St. Patrick, FSJ, Gugon for president. Yes, Gugon, the one and only. Aaron Gobra, Slainty. Happy St. Patty's Day to all, even the Jews.
Slainty. You're
Slainty. Is Dabblehouse Carl's house in Cape Coral?
No. God, no. Fuck no.
No.
Having any of these creeps in there? No way.
And where might that house be, per se?
Yeah, no, you don't worry about it.
KFT, Jenny's tits. Now.
Take your tits out now.
Wow, okay.
Jesus Christ.
I'm now changing my sign.
I didn't know what TYTS meant.
I figured it out.
You figured it out or you knew already?
I just
Has-
read
have
it the way I saw it.
Have people told you that before?
No.
Uh-oh. You better check her DMs, dude.
Who's sliding in those DMs?
I'm now changing my sign off to titties galore. I like it.
Go Bills.
Woody, the OG of OGs. Good afternoon, Shuli, Karl, Kumzar, Jenny, Lucy. By the way, you motherfucker. Question for Lucy. Are there going to be any free movies at Fatty Beer in May? I'm on vacation in May, and I'm thinking of coming to Rochester to check it out.
There will. You should absolutely come. I do movie screenings every Tuesday night at Fatty Beer Co. And in May, I know we're doing a bunch of fun stuff. I want to say I'm doing Plan 9 from Outer Space that month. I can't remember the full schedule, but I will repost it on all the social medias so that you can see. And I'd love to see you.
On his last show, Rocco said that Cumia's opinion of KB being a digital grifter is invalid because Cumia thinks Shuli is funny. Is this why Rocco isn't invited to Dabblehouse? You nailed it. You nailed it.
I was just mailing the invitation. I went, what did he say?
Right.
Take the stamp off that.
St. Patrick was a Bills fan. Titties galore. Check it out. Go Bills. Titties galore. The mommy tapes were tough to listen to. No inside voice on that gal. Ladies, how can you resist John's LED nightstand with the smell of cat piss wafting through the air when the AC kicks on?
The smudges on his bed were
Yeah.
what really got me.
Yeah. People were saying that's probably kitty litter. The cats
Yeah.
are dragging the kitty litter
Yes.
in and
Absolutely.
wiping it all over the
It's
place.
so unpleasant.
You gotta understand their feet are wet because the kitty litter's not being changed, right?
Right.
So when they're
Precisely
digging,
why it's very upsetting.
Ugh.
yes,
it's
so
so
when they're
gross.
digging to bury their piss and shit, they're getting into more piss, and
Well, it's turning into like sludge, which is just
Right.
fucking so gross.
And he's worried about Scotch tape on the front door.
No, I know. That's why his
Fucking
his
asshole.
priorities are very skewed.
He's just pouring Goo Gone into the litter box.
Oh, those poor cats.
again, a woman whose sole job is to clean showed up and refused to clean that part of
Yep.
the house, the cats, the litter, all that shit.
And
Well, you
remember,
did-
when John finally did change the litter, he had to buy new litter boxes. It was that bad. He couldn't salvage what he had.
Yep.
Just get the
Hey.
disposable ones for crying out loud. If you're that lazy.
You take a guy who shouldn't be allowed to have one cat, and he had 3. So you think about that. You think about the guy who doesn't have the responsibility to take care of one cat. And
What
now
is
he's
up with
got
that
2.
nightstand, though? I love that somebody found it was $40 on Amazon. Because Johnny always brags about how he furnished his house, had the rooms to
Yep.
go or whatever. And then
But
people
it's a
find it.
dresser. It's not a nightstand. It shouldn't
Right.
be a nightstand.
Right, that's a good point. What is up with that? The blue light for that? Is that supposed to be something for sleeping or?
So in the ad, they show like a little amp and a little guitar in
Yeah.
the blue. So it's like
Breaking
Bluetooth
news.
speaker.
Beep, 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 beep.
I'm sorry, I'm getting
Breaking
something in.
news.
Well, yes, Frog. This better be good.
So John just called into MLC.
Oh,
Brennan's live to 500 people. Congratulations, Kevin.
we should pull that
And
up.
John wants to do a live show with Kevin when he's in New Jersey for ChillerCon. He wants to come over to
sick.
Kevin's
Yes.
house and they'll do a show together.
Oh, finally, he has a reason to show up at Kevin's house.
Wait, how did he call into Kevin? Oh, he called Kevin on the phone and Kevin put the phone up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a boomer would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I was just like, wait, Kevin's taking calls now? There's no way. Okay, that makes more
Yeah.
sense.
Kevin has a can on a string that he has with John. And you just,
Kevin's
Yeah,
in
I thought they
full-
hated each other, those two. What's going on?
Well, I mean, those two. The only thing they hate is not making money. So
Right.
they'll suck each other's dicks if that means they can get paid. There's no both these guys talk shit about each other's wives, families, kids. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
So what did
Send me
Kevin
the
say?
link. Yeah, what did Kevin say? Do you know?
He said that he doesn't think it'd be a good idea for John to come over to his house because his wife might not understand why he's broadcasting with John, who talked shit about her and stuff. And he
His
also
wife won't
said
know.
it's too
His wife-
small, which I thought was adorable.
How would Kevin's wife know that John went over to Kevin's place?
Somebody, one of the fans will email her.
Right, yeah.
Well, he's in full Cumia mode today. He's now watching
boy.
Anthony again, which
Okay.
I got bad news for you, Kev. This is not going to make you happy, but we have an Auntie Karen tonight with our
Nice.
guest, Anthony Cumia.
Oh, so
Yes.
Yeah. So, sorry. I now see your hustle, Julie. You got an extra 10 out of me, and I respect it. TSN, WATP, Beth, BS, etc. for life.
yeah, I still can't. You know what? Send us another $5 super chat to explain what that meant.
I seriously think too that Ava discussed John, but if John had 37 Mick Ultras and 4 Clonopins, he definitely hit that. Jen and Lucy, total babes.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, Zach. Corey, Drunkie's favorite song. You only tell me you love me when you're drunk by the Pet Shop Boys. I mean, sorry, man. I was banging chicks. I don't know any Pet Shop Boys songs.
Oh, another lie.
Ladies aside, that 5 o'clock shadow is hot on Carl. Look at that.
thank you.
All are welcome over here. Stuttering John equals cuts off nose to spite one's face.
Mhm.
Frankie, the super sticker. God is in here with a $50 super sticker. Thank you, Frank. What do we got here? It's cream from his hand sores. No.
Oh.
On the
That's-
bed?
Somebody in the chat said it perfectly. It's cheap clay cat litter
Mm-hmm.
that you get from like a bodega or something in New York, right? And it's cheap litter, and it's
Yeah,
not
it's not
clean.
even it's not the clumping kind. It's just
No.
worst.
It's and let me tell you something. Cats, they're like the cartel. They love sending messages. You understand?
Mhm.
They will fucking send you. If a cat is shitting in your bed, that's a message.
I woke up to find a turd on my pillow.
Yep.
That's insane. That's insane.
And I have to remind everyone the story John told about his son not wanting to sleep in the bed. And John described it as having just a little bit of cat hair on it. And then he had to drive Oscar home. Like, you can get a sense of what was really going on in that house from these videos we've seen.
Yeah, that's the first thing that popped into my head when I'm watching that video is I'm like, and this is the cleanest this guy's place has ever been. Imagine what that kid walked into in that place.
It crossed my mind when I was watching that he thinks that's a presentable household to give a tour.
Oh my God. I don't care what his deal is with Mammy. There's no way I'm letting someone in my house if that's what it looks like.
Absolutely not.
Crazy.
But you
He
know,
had his friends come over and they fucking mopped.
yeah, but guess what? If Mammy was Manny, he wouldn't be in there.
Right.
The fact that Mammy's a chick is the only reason she got a tour.
But all the more reason to not bring her in your house.
Right.
Well, he doesn't see that part of the equation.
Yeah,
he thinks
can't-
he's looking at it like, if I get her one step closer to this bed,
Ugh,
eventually
gross
she's
bed.
got to be in it.
He can't logic himself into this is disgusting. Women won't like this.
No,
He
because
has
that,
OCD.
that list is a mile long. It's not just his house, you know.
I think that's normalcy for him, though, Lucy. I think that he thinks what he lives in, most people, that's how most people live. He can't see it any other way. Or else he would be ashamed of himself. Or else he would at least say, sorry for the mess. I didn't get a chance to clean up. Or why don't you stay in that room while I clean this up a little bit? And then I don't want you to look at this gross shit all over my floor.
Yeah, and John, I
Little
know you're
shit.
watching. Why are you going on? Why do you want to go on KB show? Go on a show where people will see you. Come over here. Come on here and
Yeah,
defend
come on,
yourself.
point DabblePoint. We need a counter.
In all the
Oh,
time
no.
this show has been on, all we've ever asked is for one person who's pro John to come on this show and debate.
And who do we get? Clearwater Chad. Like, fuck.
Watch how many hard-boiled eggs I can eat.
I gotta say this before I forget, since we're talking about John's bed. He said something on his show yesterday. He said, he's talking about people who voted for Trump because you made your bed. Now you got a shit in it.
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
that how that
pillow.
works?
We have a pillow that says that in our merch store.
Yeah, tsnmerch.store. Get your "You Made Your Bed Now Shit in It" pillow available at our merch store.
He also said, I wrote this down. I was watching the show. He was talking about how he has friends who are Republicans, talking about this Trump stuff. And he goes, the guy I was on my motorcycle with is a Republican. I went, wait, what? The guy you were on your motorcycle with?
He's taking
who's in the
dudes
front?
with. So maybe that's his girl that he was talking about.
But did he get a
Traveling around.
sidecar? Or?
No, there's no
Oh, wow.
sidecar.
So they're just like snuggled up?
Could you imagine his sidecar?
How do you make two dudes on a bike more embarrassing? Sidecar.
Yeah, he's so small, he fits in one of the side satchels you put on the fucking heart.
Yeah, the saddlebag.
This is an episode of Wacky Races.
Yeah. John's got his head poked out like a ferret out of the saddle, top of the saddlebag.
But how does he have a guy on his motorcycle?
Like, what guy's like, I'll hop on the back, dude.
So weird.
What kind of respectable biker's doing that? I'd be like, I'll walk. I'll meet you there.
Right, I'm gonna do
They
it.
had-
It's fine.
They had to go look at the beautiful, clear blue ocean.
That is what he did. That is what he did on his motorcycle. You're right. He took him to a romantic makeout point.
Oh,
Put your
now
arms around me and hold on tight. Here we go.
now I understand why he said it really was a perfect day.
Oh,
Speaking of his motorcycle, you notice when Mommy walked into the foyer, whatever you call that, of his house, the motorcycle helmet was on the floor.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, don't you? Okay, now I would imagine you put the motorcycle helmet close to your bike or in the garage where the motorcycle is. Like he's wearing the helmet inside the house, then he's taking it off and putting it into the. But then he puts. But also, everything ends up on the floor. Have you ever put clothes, helmets, like everything just ends up on the floor and it stays there for God knows how long?
That's I'm drunk and I dropped it on the floor.
Yeah,
like,
that's I'm
what
worried
that
about
is.
his safety.
I'm stumbling around, and
he
then
stumbles
I'm
around drunk
walking
every
in,
night, and he's put all these
here's where this
obstacles
goes.
out for himself.
No, Lucy's absolutely right. He's probably drinking, then getting on his bike and driving home half cocked, well, fully cocked. And then he gets home and he's like, oh, my helmet.
He forgot he was wearing it.
Yeah. It's weird.
Or hear me out on this theory. It could be, my kids love the show The Goldbergs. We all watch the show The Goldbergs. And the dad in The Goldbergs, as soon as he walks in, first thing he does when he gets home from work, takes his pants down, just leaves them right there at the front door, and goes and sits down in the chair in his underwear. And I'm thinking, that's John, but everything in his pockets, what he's wearing, everything comes off and gets thrown right there on the floor. It'll get there. I'll pick it up later.
It's his OCD. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear? I had a couple guys on WATP recently who hung out with John after his comedy show at Boca Black Box, and they got John to drive them to Miller's Ale House, and they bought John beer all night. And I was very shocked to see John didn't do a responsible thing like call an Uber or a taxi. He drove himself home after drinking until last call.
Yeah,
with these fellas.
He should be careful.
And not to mention, I saw the interview and it was great because he's drinking at the show as well, right?
Oh, he shows up with he's double fisting when the guys walk into the comedy show before the show even starts. He's double fisting.
So by the time he's done all the comics before him and his set, he's drunk.
And
There's
you
no
heard
doubt
him.
about it.
You heard him ask for another beer halfway through his show, where he's like, "I can't do this unless I'm drinking beer."
Right. And there was no at that part because he was telling the truth. There's no tongue smack, right?
Right.
But so he's drunk. He gets off stage, then drives drunk with these two people to a different bar, continues to drink for hours again, adds on, now he's completely shit-faced, and without missing a beat goes, all right, I got to go. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Bar and drives. Unbelievable.
And it's listen, I wouldn't have brought it up, but John is constantly talking about what a law-abiding citizen he is. How he never breaks the law, and he's never been arrested, and he's so perfect and amazing. But I think he might get home drunk and throw his helmet on the floor.
I agree.
I hope he's not driving his motorcycle all drunk.
Yeah,
for sure.
I want him to live forever. I'm with you.
With another guy on the back.
Yeah, with the guy on the back.
Like
Maybe he's
you're veering
just
all over the
riding on a
place.
motorcycle.
Listen,
Maybe the
hosting.
driver's sober.
it's one thing. Look, you want to sit there and drink yourself to death in your house. Fine, knock yourself out. You want to take an Uber to the bar every day and drink with your buddies and slowly kill yourself, whatever. The fact that you think that it's okay for you to just go out there on the road where innocent people who have nothing to do with your life, who are just trying to get through day to day, can be taken out by, and these guys never get hurt. They never die in these accidents. You
Right.
see these, they're the first ones out walking away. The car's the size of a fucking Rubik's Cube, and they're just out smoking a cigarette going, wow, that was crazy. It's a fucking family gone. It's like, it's such a dumb thing.
And he's driving in an area he's not familiar with. The guys were even saying he didn't know how to get to the Miller's Ale House. He was all confused. So, he's sitting there staring at his GPS and
he's messing with his phone. He's probably looking for sports stuff or Dabbleverse stuff, and it's the worst, man.
No, he can just ask Siri to do all of that.
That's true. Good point.
Don't
Siri, get me
ignore
home.
me. He's arguing with her.
I don't know. I disagree with you guys. Are you guys not familiar with beer math?
Oh,
I
been a
didn't think
while.
about beer math.
It takes, you got to think how many hours, how many beers. And again, if you're doing if he's doing beer math, you're an alcoholic. If you're doing beer
If you
math.
drink 6 beers in 2 hours, that's the same as -3 beers.
Yeah.
So of course he's driving home after that.
I've been drinking for 4 hours. I've never been more sober in my life.
Yeah, that's fine.
You hit a certain point where you drink enough beers and you just become sober. It's pretty crazy.
I love the fact that it never occurred to John to pull his wallet out and buy them a round. They were just buying him rounds of beer the entire
I believe
night.
the quote was, he never reached for his wallet once, the guy said, which I thought, that's fantastic. That's accurate. That's the
he
John
also
I know.
was very upset with the bartender for bringing him the wrong light beer that all taste the same.
Yes.
He was pissed off
How
it was
dare
a
he?
Miller instead of a Mick Ultra.
That was so incredibly rude.
It's all the same shit.
Well, I
St.
know.
Pat. Yeah. St. Pat chased the roaches out of Stuttering John's bedroom. Skull.
Yes, that's why he's a legend.
Mitch, John wants to sleep over at Kevin's, much like how Sal wanted to sleep over with Howard. You're not that far off.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely sees Kevin as the new Howard and his new
He
dad.
invited himself over to his house. That's wild right there. I've never done that before.
Yeah, and especially when Kevin's never had anybody at his house to do a podcast with him, ever.
No.
Right.
And he,
know,
does he drink, Kevin?
Oh, yeah. Nowadays,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, does he? Oh, well, then maybe he wants
loves-
a drinking buddy.
He loves getting drunk on stream on the weekend.
Could be the slur. It could be the reason why he's slurring and drooling a lot too.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or Bell's palsy. You know, what are you going to do?
Why can't it be both?
I can't.
Please, God.
If KB and STDJ do a show, they can call it Pinky and the No Brain.
Oh,
Love
I like
that.
Oh, that's a zinger.
I hate to give Stuttering John content with KB, but if anyone out here is a Kevin fan and can reach Kevin and wants to make his show content based, he should have John have 5 or 6 light beers in front of him and give him like a Coke Pepsi challenge and see if he can tell the difference between every light beer. That's all.
Well, only problem with that is the argument over who's paying for the beers that John's going
Right.
to drink, and then the first episode's in the shitter right out the gate.
That's
you know?
true.
I mean, Richard Christie did it with his asshole. John could do it with his mouth. Come on.
Yeah, let's step our game up, boys. Huh?
Go.
Just pour it into my eyeball. I'll tell you exactly what it is. The aquarium nightstand beyond fucked up. $39. Aquarium nightstands and beyond. Lucy seems obtainable because of Rochester. Better if she lived in Cape Coral. Our first date would be at Stevie
Obtainable.
Tomatoes. She would be impressed. Look at
I
that.
would
Well,
be. I
we'll
would
be down in
Bring-
Florida, so if
bring
you want to
permanent
ask Lucy out on a
markers.
date.
You never know.
That's what a woman loves to hear, that she's obtainable.
Yeah.
Seems obtainable.
Hey,
the,
Rochester.
the litter boxes are for John. He's that lazy. Again, wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know. OG mumbling Nick gifted one. Thank you, Nick.
I've been
Hit the like button. 1,300 plus in here. Hit subscribe. Hit notify. Support all our friends here, and get yourself a membership. $5 or $10, or at least turn on accept gifted memberships. Link is in the description. Take it to your settings. Turn it on. Stuttering John's ex-wife had to be a saint to put up with him. Every time we go back and listen to old, blunder years stuff, I'm like, this woman, she was the Jackie Robinson of the John we know today. She went before anybody else and had to deal with all this shit. There was no manual. There was no people who knew about this. It was, I feel terrible for her. I really do. Always.
People treated Jackie Robinson way better than John treated his wife.
Great point.
He probably threw batteries at her too.
Lucy, have you ever been in a relationship with anyone close to John? Like those type of things?
How rude.
I don't know. When
No.
you're young, you make dumb decisions. You make mistakes.
I bartended for 18 years.
Oh, so
And-
you saw
and-
John every day.
Producer Chris talks about that sometimes also, where it's like you see these types of people and they all feel like you're John in whatever bar you're working at. And I still, with my 18 years of working in shitty drug bars that were total dives, I don't think I ever crossed paths with somebody who was quite as bad as John.
Wow.
That's
You worked in
Wow.
East Rochester. How is that possible, Lucy?
I know. Yeah.
Guys,
I
if you were
used to
from
wipe
Russia,
off-
you guys would be laughing your asses off right now. That reference was fucking killer. You guys are totally missing it.
Pull up a map, Frog. I really want this joke to work.
Show them. I'll show you why it sucks. Hold on.
Carl's a local act.
Yeah. They're a live cam in East Rochester right now. We can go
So
to.
guys, I just got back from Wegmans. Huh?
I know you'll all be hanging out at Joey's bait shop after this. Am I right, guys? Joey's got
Joey's
the best night
bait
crawlers.
Can I ask this, Luce? What sticks out with John that makes him so much worse than the other? Like, what are some of those qualities that make you go, this guy's
That's
the
a great
worst I've seen?
question. I think a lot of the time when people are just drunk idiots, they are just drunk idiots. And John is a spiteful, vindictive, horrifying, disgusting drunk idiot. He is mean and cruel-hearted. I can't say that enough about him. He is just an awful, awful person who does horrible things to people that I care about, and I will never forgive that. And most of the time, drunk idiots are drunk idiots, and they're relatively harmless. And I like a lot of them. I like a lot of drunk idiots.
Have you had to kick
they're
out?
not assholes.
Have you had to kick out a day drinker out of a bar for arguing about politics or being
Yes.
a nuisance?
Yeah, absolutely.
I could see John being that problem on a daily basis.
Yeah. But again, most of the time, those people that I would be kicking out, they would come back in and they would be apologetic. They would say,
Right.
I'm sorry, I was a dick the other day.
They
Like,
don't go on their
everybody gets
show
like
later that night and call you a C word.
Yeah,
or they don't let you
exactly.
finish and then go, whatever,
Yeah. Yes.
whatever. Like, you know me, whatever. That, by the way, was fantastic. you really highlighted what makes John John. So, yeah. SJ makes Perry look like a good housekeeper.
Yeah, kind of.
Not now, Mike. There was assembly letter stickers on John's bed legs, IKEA style. Here you go, Zen. Jen, Lucy, can you start the He Burger Network in spite of Carl's? Who are these blah, blah, blah?
The Her Burger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see what you did there.
SJ opened his X account. He's watching.
Oh.
What do you mean? He
I can actually see his tweets now?
get
That's
out of
true.
here.
You think he finally figured out that he can't mention WABC and the NAACP and all that stuff?
That's a good point. Can't be
Oh,
a Karen when you protect your tweets, Johnny.
Look at that. I can see his tweets again. That's exciting.
Wow. What the fuck is going on with the framed merch on John's wall? It's so low. Yes. Did Vince hang it for him or something? Fuck yeah. Yeah, his photo, his framed pics are ridiculously low on the wall. And we noticed there's an outlet that's ridiculously high up on the wall for some reason. Whole place looks weird. Looks like for a fridge, like in a kitchen, but it's in the hallway.
He had a great joke about that in his act.
Oh,
He was
Who
putting a
did?
handicapped room. Stuttering John Melendez.
Oh, boy.
He was putting a handicapped room in Vegas.
Go
He
ahead.
had the outlets high up on the wall.
yeah.
And he was concerned that he'd get out of the shower and slip and his penis would enter into the electrical outlet. I don't hear you guys laughing.
There's a lot of problems with that.
Joe, do we have the picture of his bedroom?
That's
Good stuff.
fucking disgusting, dude.
There was our laugh for that joke.
Thank you, Aaron.
Do you have... Yeah, if you got one. Stuttering John is turning into Jim Leahy from Trailer Park Boys. The shit hawk is watching you, Ricky. Mary Jane, these beautiful ladies are making you guys look good. Love you all. They always
Aw.
do.
Thank you.
They always do. The good ones always do. Bing and Sinatra treated their girls better than SJ. That's great. Rochester crew keeping it local. 585.
That's
Whoop,
right,
whoop.
Raper Butt.
Yeah.
Let's go. Raper Butt. One of our favorites. Raper Butt.
He's one of the good ones.
He's one of the good ones.
He was at the Joe Matarese show that we all went to. when,
He was there?
Yeah, he was there. We're checking it out.
I had an Airbnb in East Rochester. I thought we were going to die.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now you
Guy
get
gets
it. Now you get it. Lucy worked 18 years at a drug den and has fond memories. She keeps rising on the obtainable meter.
Yep.
So real quick, I'll throw this over under out. When is the next time we see John on YouTube live? Doesn't necessarily have to be his show, but I'm going to put the over under at 5 days.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, that's low.
I think it's going to happen the weekend of Dabblehouse.
Oh.
He'll see us. We're going to be streaming all weekend from the Dabblehouse. He's going to see us on YouTube. He's going to be very jealous that we're all having fun in Florida. He's going to have to hop on.
I wonder, though, if he'll hold out just so we don't have a lot of content of him.
Oh, we have tons of content.
Well, no, I know that.
We have the Kate Meany
He
tape
doesn't
season
realize
two,
that, I don't
baby.
think.
Yeah, he can't stay away. My point is he can't stay away. Especially right now. The more he tries to, change his image, his name, his look, all that rebranding bullshit. Look, now he's putting out a tweet. He unprotected his tweets. He's claiming he's lowered his price. He's ready to come back for 1,000. He knows his YouTube check is going to be nothing if he doesn't get on this fucking horse. Nothing else is making him money. He does not want to work. He is a lazy sack of shit. He will be back 5 days. I'll take the under, bitch.
Wow. Does he have to come back, though, by the 1st of the month so he doesn't get demonetized?
I don't think so, but I think he will be back in April at some point.
Okay.
Because he's worried about that. That happened to him before. I love that he starts his show off saying that's not he's out of the Dabbleverse and just talks about the Dabbleverse.
I know.
45 minutes.
Yeah, it's all he knows
God,
what to talk about.
It was amazing. He was like, I will not accept any super chats for this. And then he just talked about it for free.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
oh, that was great.
What?
So a super chat came in about his connection with ESO, John's connection with ESO. And he sees it early on and he goes, sorry, Tony, I'm not reading that super chat. And then 28 minutes later, his guest isn't there. He's fumbling. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He pulls it up and shows it on the screen. He goes, no, I'm not, we're not talking about that. He couldn't just delete it or get it out of the way. He fucked up the super chat. He said he wasn't going to read. He put it up on the screen.
I mean, it's quite the connection from what I hear. That's all I know.
He doesn't read super chats for money, so he talks about it for free. He goes on Cameo, so he gets paid once a day if he's lucky, instead of getting a ton of super chats every day and making $400 or $500 a week.
And
he doesn't have any foresight for making money. He could have. I mean, there's so many ways he could have not been a broke loser. I don't want to say loser, a broke drunk guy. You know what I mean? But he doesn't have that foresight. Like Jenny was just saying, do you think he's trying not to make content? He doesn't think that far ahead. There's no way. He's just impulsive. That's all he knows.
Yeah, I agree with that. And look, it'd be one thing. I understand Cameo if people were really nice to you there, or Instagram, or Rumble, whatever. If you found a place where you didn't have to deal with this shit, then I get you. But this is the only way you're going to make money, is you're going to have to deal with this shit.
This is John's biggest accomplishment of his entire career.
Correct.
The Dabbleverse revolves around him.
Correct.
This doesn't happen to a lot of people. A lot of people have been on television. A lot of people have been on radio shows. A lot of people have been stunt boys and answered phone calls and screen calls. Not a lot of people have whole universes built around them. People just watch everything they do.
Yeah.
But the game
It's
plan
he's like our deity. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he is the sun. Like
You're
we
right.
do.
Historians will look back at this and they'll think that we were all worshiping John. They'll be like, and Shuli and Karl loved him the most.
Well, what's crazy
They're
is
basically the Pope of the Dabbleverse.
the sun never tries to hurt itself, right? Like John goes, I'm going into stand up. Let me lock my Twitter down. You know what? You guys, I'm gonna leave YouTube. So Karl and Shuli are gonna be done and make no money. Guess who's done and making no money? The guy who left YouTube.
Yes,
His
right.
ideas are as dumb as possible. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He showed us.
Yeah, the sun can't burn itself, but apparently
Right.
he can.
Right.
I loved, though, so his final episode ever, he comes on and he's completely unprepared to talk about anything. He's got nothing. He told us that he went on a motorcycle ride and got on his boat, and then he's out of stuff to say. So then he decides, I'll just start thanking all the people who've ever been on my show. And he starts off the top of his head trying to think of them. And he's like, I'm going to miss a lot of people. So he goes to Twitter.
Yeah.
And he starts reading. And did you understand what he was doing there, Shuli?
So at first, I think the whole time he was just reading people who are verified that he follows.
Okay.
That's
I think what happened was he went into his DMs in Twitter. That's the only way he knows how to communicate with these people. He doesn't have anyone's actual phone number. He doesn't have anyone's email. It's just DMing. Like, that's why you saw the thing with Clay just here, where he's like, I can't DM Clay. I have no way to get in touch with him. Like, these people are all so standoffish.
Yeah.
There's no one on my show that comes on my show that I don't have their phone number, their email address. Like, that's crazy.
And it makes the rest of that even funnier if that's the case, because then he gets to a point where he's reading DMs that these people never replied to.
Yeah, so he's Mark Hamill at one point.
Mark Hamill, Seth Rogen. It's like, what are you talking Seth about? Rogen never wrote your ass, dog. Like, shut the fuck up. So now he's reading outgoing mail.
Yes.
Correct. I thought it was maybe just people he followed because of the name, the names were ridiculous.
It's possible too, but I could just tell. And he was so distracted by looking through his DM history.
Yeah.
That Ava was there waiting for a while and he didn't see her there.
No, I agree with your theory. I think you're 100% right. The DMs are his lifeline. It's his call log,
That's it. And then so he has Ava on and he says to Ava, I have plenty of friends with transgender children. And I went, what? You sure about that? That's weird, right? To have plenty of friends with transgender children.
What are you talking about? I could throw this right now, my phone, and hit of someone I know with transgender children. What are you talking about?
It's also weird to imply that that's his connection to having a transgender person, is that friends have changed. That's
right. Right. You don't have to go outside of your own home to have that connection.
You know one, John.
Yeah.
We used to talk to you. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe he forgot, like everything else. Lucy, what is that mean shark doing to that nice man on your tattoo? I'm afraid to ask the inner meaning.
I have a shark biting a penis off tattooed on my body.
Okay, so she's single, guys.
It's from the movie After Hours.
Okay, she's single. Again, I will say she's single.
She also has a Taco Bell logo.
Take at your own risk.
And it's not my only penis tattoo. We'll also say that. Or shark tattoo, for that matter.
Chris has only penis.
The pick is John's armpit, Shuli. He'll be back before taxes are due in April.
Again, do you guys still buy the fact that he tapped into his kids' college money?
Yeah.
I believe he made the attempt for sure.
Yeah, I don't know who would give it to him, but
well, I don't think he'd legally have it, but the fact that he brought that up as one of his assets, you guys found, tells you everything you need to know about that.
We were watching an old clip, and he's bragging about how rich he is, and one of the first things he mentioned as to why he's so rich is his kid's college fund,
and you know that Oscar is not paying a dime for Harvard,
right?
And you know that John did have a college fund,
right?
So he's like, you don't need that money, Oscar. I'll take it.
Yeah, don't get them set up for success.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Harvard just announced anyone making under 200K is getting a free ride.
Yeah, I saw that. E-Rock said that to me.
Yeah. What if John hides in the bathroom and beats you guys up one at a time? that was his plan for DabbleCon too. So am I to believe basketball and Newports are popular in East Rochester? Waka waka.
It's more white trash, actually.
Yeah.
Carl, Burrow is better than Allen.
Whoa. Wow. He's a very good quarterback, but
we'll see. We'll see. Carl, be ready to trade Josh again.
No, I'm over it. I'm moving on. I'm a fan.
El Diablo, do the women there like black jokes? No, they don't like your black jokes. They like it on their channel.
What about a $10 black joke though, Shuli? That might be funny.
Yeah, don't. He's got
a $20.
He's got quite the catalog, Carl. Quite the catalog. All right. Well, is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up, John Wise? I'm looking on my list if I missed anything.
I want to call over under.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please. When do you think he's coming back?
I am totally with Shuli on this one. I think it's under. I would not be surprised if he was back on tomorrow.
Wow. All right.
You can feel it. You can feel it in the air. There was a
Yeah, I can
different
feel it in the
energy.
air. Yeah.
Yes.
He's doing something. Something's happening.
Yes, Lucy.
Imagine if all this is just one. This is all just one big integrity verification for the world, and he just comes back. Comes back in a couple of days, and fucking just stuns us. He's definitely going to go on Rob Saul's podcast or somebody's podcast. Now he might stick to his word and not go on his own show. I think he's more like retired. He says he's retired, right? He retired. So
Yeah.
I think that still gives him carte blanche on Pinky's show, on Rob Saul's show, on all these other little satellite shows, maybe even BYB, dare I say.
But that's a great point, because the child in him, he's that guy. He's like, I said it was my show. I didn't say, my foot was on the line. He's that.
My fingers behind my back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still wants to hold court. He still wants to be that guy. Come around me, people. Let me tell you a little story. Buy me a beer. I got a lot of stories to tell you.
Well, that's what I said last week. I don't think he can get off the internet because nobody in his real life listens to him.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
We do. We like to listen to him
That
because
is
he
true.
says crazy things and does dumb shit. But
And again, his plan is to go on somebody else's show while his channel goes backwards. And then he's going to have to get watch time hours again, and he's going to have to get monetized again. All because I'm a man of my word. I won't come back on my show.
Mm-hmm.
he's only a man of his word. when it doesn't matter.
Now, what he doesn't understand is if Karl and Shuli are doing better, ultimately he does better. Ultimately, more people watch. Ultimately, more people tune into his show and super chat troll him. So he doesn't understand how this whole system works. There's a delicate ecosystem to the Dabbleverse.
No, I disagree. I
No
disagree.
shit.
I think he understands it 100%. I just think he can't handle it. I think he totally understands it.
Breaking
He
news.
know-
Beep, 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 beep. Breaking news.
Love you guys. If I am ever welcome to provide any analysis, I would be honored. Ava, love you.
Hey, Ava,
Great
yes.
appearance.
Ava.
I got.
We're-
I have some emails I have to get back to on Ava. I was waiting for her appearance on John's show.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll be watching part 2. And is she in part 2 more, or does he like ditch her, Frog?
No, she's going to be a lot of part 2.
Yeah.
Great. So we'll be watching that. If you're around and you want to join us, that'd be great. And
All right, leave the N words at home, though. Please.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Ava Reza, you're welcome on Point DabblePoint.
Anytime.
That's what she likes to be called.
Right.
When she was on the show, John was trying to relate. So he realizes that he's Puerto Rican. Like he's talking through all these things. He's like, oh, and I'm Puerto Rican, and I used to be called Spick in high school, John said. I go, since when? Who looks at John and thinks Puerto Rican? No one's ever mistaken him. Like I've never heard him complain about that before. Like he just made up this new anecdote that he was called
When it's
Spick in high school.
convenient for him, he'll bring it up.
Yeah, right.
Maybe people were yelling. Maybe people were yelling, "Hey, you spit on me again, you stuttering asshole!" Maybe it was that.
This is the thing about John in his life is that he wants to tell you he was the coolest guy in high school and his band was awesome. Everyone wore his band shirts around. He made $10,000 at the Battle of the Bands because they were so popular. But then he was also called Spick and Stutterface and all this shit. So it's like, well, which is it? Were you bullied or were you the man?
Yeah,
It's the one
I
that's
saw.
convenient at that time.
Right. That's what I'm thinking too.
And I saw that a clip of that where Ava was asking him the difference between Spick and Wetback, and John was sitting there going, it was like inside the actor's studio. He's going, he goes, I'm not really sure, I think Spick's for Puerto Rican, and then Ava's like, well, what does Wetback mean? He goes, I really don't know. I don't. I just yelling at people. I don't know the meaning of it. But I thought Ava was great asking questions and was a great guest.
Yes,
and,
for sure.
Yeah, look forward to having you on.
Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about with John's last show yesterday in the middle of it, Clay Dabbler becomes a YouTube member. And I went, Clay, are you not getting the information that John's putting out there? This is his last show ever.
It's never too late, John.
Why are you becoming a YouTube member during the guy's farewell show?
This supports the under.
Yeah, I know. Well, and he is trying to get in touch with Clay. By the way, hi, Clay.
Yeah. Hey,
Come on
Clay.
the show sometime. We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
Don't worry how I'm spending my farthings, Carl.
Stewie, El Diablo is a menace. I love him. Yes, El Diablo
Yes.
is one of a kind.
Good people. Good people.
Well, looks like Ava turned on me. Great. Menser Math did more for Stuttering John than anyone. You know, that's a fucking great point. That's a great point. Is Menser Math putting together those compilations? Now you had a just an army of people that wanted to see their shit in one of those video packages. Without a doubt, Menser Math should have been a thank you in that.
You're right. Could you imagine if someone just advertised all the times people super chat, your show, my show, and those were just compilations that were put out, people were watching. It's an advertisement to give money to Uncle Rico show or WATP. And that, I never thought of it that way before, but that guy's right. That was like telling people like, hey, this is how you make John's show funny. Give him $5 and tell him his kids are gay. Like, all right, yeah, that sounds fun. I'll do that.
Yeah. Where do we go here?
People did everything for him. The advertising, promotion, like whether or not it was in good, they were doing it for him or just to make fun of him. It's still, there's no bad publicity, right? So you're absolutely right.
Disney made a movie back in the 60s about a pet dog getting lost in Mexico and making its way back to his family. It was called The Wetback Dog. No lie. Wow. Look at that.
Oh.
Well, that's the first time I ever heard of Disney being racist.
that guy, that Walt guy, they love him in Israel. I've never heard of such a thing. Listen, kids, before we get out of here, how about we promote some stuff? Lucy, please, by all means, lead us off here. What would you like to promote?
Well, of course, I cannot wait until Dabblehouse. That's going to be absolutely amazing. Dabblehouse.live. And also,
Close.
of course,
DabbleCon.live.
Dabblecon. God damn it.
That's all right.
I'm saying words.
Yep, that's all right.
Thank you. And Hackamania, May 9th through the 11th in Vegas. That's going to be great as well. I will be on stage with Who Are These Podcasts and also with Weird Medicine, Dr. Steve, for his last show. And you can also find me on YouTube at Once Over with Kaylee, Cayley, for movie reviews and a new podcast called The Murder Game, which is a hypothetical thought exercise all about murders, which you can find on YouTube, on Spotify, soon to be wherever you listen to your podcasts, at The Murder Game.
Now, Lucy, I have a question. You're going to be on Weird Medicine. The last time we were in Vegas at the first Hackamania and Dr. Steve was there, he shoved his finger into Rocco's asshole.
How many fingers? Oh, sorry. I jumped ahead. I jumped ahead. I'm sorry.
This is the sequel.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's exactly why I wanted to do it. Come on.
Oh, I can't
I gotta
find
be
the
hopeful.
prostate.
I gotta be hopeful.
I love now. Hey, Dr. Steve, that's what you lose a medical license over. You understand? Not Tookie. Get your shit together, Doc. What's wrong with you? Miss Jingles?
Same. Hackamania in Vegas. It's going to be so much fun. And the Dabblehouse, DabbleCon 3.
Zenny, you got a gig. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you.
That was it.
Zenny, you have a gig coming up with a friend
Well,
of
yeah.
ours?
Yes, so I just like to plug my special first in 2 weeks. Letitia, you can see that here at the Shuli Network. Tier 1 members get first dibs. And I'll be with Mike Racine, very funny guy. He'll be at Studio Playhouse in Montclair, New Jersey, April 4th. You can go to Eventbrite. There's tickets there. You can go to my Instagram at the Zen Comic on Twitter and Instagram to get the code. So come on down. That's April 4th at the Studio Playhouse in Montclair, New Jersey.
And TSN, you can catch us tonight. New episode of the Auntie Karen Show tonight with special guest Anthony Cumia, unless he's out getting drunk and having a blast with Missy. But either way, the show is going to happen tonight. So join us. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you for gifting. Thank you for
plugs. What the fuck's going on right here?
I was going to say something.
I get 0 plugs.
Everybody
Is this what's
You shoved your
guy.
wife into this show to plug your shit. Now you're gonna. It's 2 plugs. It's 2 plugs. I don't like it.
I'll plug my wife. How about that?
Whoa.
3 plugs.
Is it a
Hello.
Saturday?
Little afternoon delight.
Hey,
Go ahead, Carl. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's very nice of you, Shuli. Thanks. I appreciate it, guys. I just want to let you guys know that I'll be doing a bonus show with my buddy Blind Mike tomorrow on patreon.com/these to get the bonus shows that we do. Wednesday will be live on YouTube, 5:30 Eastern time, and we'll have Trucker Andy. And that's because on Saturday this weekend, we're going to have Adam Bush and Anthony Cumia on Who Are These Podcasts?
Woo.
Looking forward to that. The first time those two guys
wow. It's going to be
working
great.
together. Yes.
That's going to be a humdinger.
Love it.
Check that out. Thanks, Shuli. Thanks for having me, buddy.
No problem. Anytime. Dabbleverse is dead. Long live the Dabbleverse. Yes. Amen. Thank you to all of you. Dabblecon.live. Get your stream April 11th and 12th. We'll see you guys later tonight. Shout out to the boys in the back. Ladies, have a great day. I'm talking to all of you. Bye-bye.
Point Double Point. A Stuttering John